President, do you have a message for Saddam Hussein?
Yes?
And what would that be?
Not necessarily the news. Reunion with Tom Parks and Annabelle Gurwitch. And special guest stars Ann Bloom, Danny Breen, Rich Hall, Mitchell Laurance, Stuart Pankin, and Lucy Webb. Brought to you tonight by the Iraqi Tourist Bureau. You think your job is tough. And by the Nixon Library for the fiction lover in you. And now, not necessarily the news. Reunion.
Good evening, I'm Tom Parks.
And I'm Annabelle Gurwitch, and tonight is a very special night for all of us here at Not Necessarily the News. Not only is this our 84th program and our 7 and 13/16th anniversary, but it's also a reunion of sorts.
That's right. The original cast of Not Necessarily the News, Ann Bloom, Danny Breen, Rich Hall, Mitchell Laurance, Stuart Pankin, and Lucy Webb are back. They're joining us in a very special, expanded, much higher budgeted version of NNTN. But first, we have to tell you how all this came about. Annabelle?
Tom, in April or May of 1988, during what was to become their final broadcast, the entire NNTN news team was kidnapped in full view of a nationwide audience of millions. They were then thrown into a truck and taken out to the airport and flown to Beirut, where they were held hostage by a shady foreign group known only to the West as the Kids in the Hall. For many months, there was no word. We heard nothing. There were no letters, no phone calls, not even a postcard. You would think they would have at least had the courtesy to drop us a line, let us know how they were doing.
Then last October, at the United Nations in New York, the first big break in this somewhat tragic situation. PLO leader Yasser Arafat showed the world for the first time that the cast was alive and well, and had even been allowed to see last season's final episode of Twin Peaks, albeit in Farsi. Negotiations with the kidnappers began almost immediately, but took months, many long and agonizing months, until finally, after a personal plea by King Hussein, a cash settlement was agreed upon. I was flown to Beirut to meet with the leader of the group, who hid his identity by speaking in a thick Canadian accent. But he kept his word and gave us the money. Before you could say Frosty Kimmelman, they were free. And right about now, out at John Wayne Airport, they should be coming in.
They should be coming out now. Oh, I see them. I see them. There they are. Well, they look like they're in pretty good shape.
The doctors who examined them in Germany said they were the first hostages on record to gain weight while in captivity. Well, these things take time. While we wait, let's see what's making the news at this hour. Our top story, Iraq has officially merged with Kuwait. The new country will be called Irate. And talk about your lucky breaks. This morning, Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein found a nuclear trigger in his box of Sugar Smacks. And in a related story, George Steinbrenner, backed by 1,000 tanks and 350,000 battle-hardened troops, stormed Yankee Stadium today and announced that he had annexed the Bronx.
And President Bush has just announced that he will send Vice President Quayle to Saudi Arabia for top-level meetings with King Fahd. And coming up, some tips on how to get your home ready for an Iraqi invasion. Now this.
So, I'm running late. I had to call Boston, so I'm using this other long-distance company. I dial the wrong number. I get this guy in Bora Bora.
Paradise Bungalows.
What? Is this Boston?
No, this is Bora Bora.
I try again, and again, it's Bora Bora.
Bungalows. Don't believe this.
So I call the operator to get my money back, and she says in order to get Bora Bora instead of Boston, I'd have to be the biggest doofus on the planet.
I have to be a doofus.
Then I get stuck in the friggin' phone booth. So I asked her to get help. She calls me a total jerk. She said if I couldn't get out of the phone booth, I was too stupid to be out on the streets. And then my car got towed away. Must have been parked in the red zone again. And then I bit my tongue. Wow, did that hurt.
AT&T. We don't care how stupid you are. We'll still take your money.
Clam.
Clam.
Sponge.
Sponge.
The lateral is totally shot. We're gonna have to try the other side.
I have a pretty good angle from here. You want me to try it?
No, it's all right. I can reach it. It's just too damn small. Shit!
You should just leave it alone.
No, we have to try it.
Pressure's dropping.
All right, we've got to go for it. Clamp.
Clamp.
Damn it! But don't go sour on me, baby. Don't you take that long ride down. I got the tools you need. I got the moves you need. So don't go sour on me now.
Doc Rock, this fall on ABC.
Just looking right now. And the suit just pulled up tight now. So don't confuse me. Just please transfuse me. I won't go sour on you now. No.
Don't you die on me, baby.
I won't die on you, baby.
Don't make me cry for you, baby.
Big oil companies, stung by accusations of price gouging, have hired a major PR firm to launch an ad campaign. Apparently, it's going to cost us an additional 2 cents a gallon to be convinced we're not being gouged.
In Washington today, First Lady Barbara Bush inaugurated her Let's Read program at a local elementary school.
Anyone read this book?
Me.
Does anyone know the name of this book?
A child's illustrated anthology of lewd and lascivious verse.
Perfect. She sat in a swing and she pushed off with her toes and she began pumping. Do you know what pumping is?
Yes. The children, all first graders, were spellbound by the First Lady, and who certainly instilled in them the love of reading. Tragedy struck in Texas today when organizers of the Dan Quayle's 10-kilometer fun run failed to clear their route with officials from the Dallas Grand Prix.
Elsewhere in the news, a plague of 17-year cicadas has descended upon the city of Chicago, making a racket and causing many minor inconveniences. As for the people of Chicago, well, some are handling it better than others. And the works of Dalton Trumbo, Rig Lardner Jr., John Howard Lawson, and the rest of the Hollywood 10 have been banned in the Soviet Union. Alleged former membership in the Communist Party was given as the reason.
And required by stipulations in his new loan agreements to live on just $450,000 per month, Donald Trump has been forced to fly coach. And coming up, signs of the times.
If you like the funny and lovable Look Who's Talking, then you'll love the sequel. Look Who's Driving. It's infant meets motor vehicle, bringing new meaning to the term learner's permit. And also coming this Christmas, look who's performing retina surgery.
Morning, Sue. How was your hot date last night?
Oh, Ellen, I got a headache from here to Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sue.
Do you have any Aspiral?
Oh, Aspiral won't work on a headache like yours, Sue.
How about Buford? I've heard that for people who can't take Aspiral, Buford has proved to be very effective.
Oh, that's just wishful thinking, Sue. Buford is no more effective than Aspiral.
Then I guess I'll have to get serious and take some Valadil.
Oh, Valadil won't stop the pain any better than Buford or Aspiral. No, you need something much stronger, Sue.
Stronger than Aspiral, Buford, and Valadil?
You should take what I take for adult-sized discomfort.
Oh, my God, Ellen! Your fingers!
Silly me. I'm always doing that. But with the pain-blocking power of new extra-strength Synsinex, why, those pesky pain messengers just never make it up the old spinal column. Here, try some of mine.
Thanks anyway, Ellen.
New extra strength Sensenix for adults.
I've been stuck at the airport for so long. Hello.
Hi.
Wow. Ellen. So nice to see you.
Welcome home, Doctor. We really missed you.
Oh, thank you, Abigail. It's so...
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Well, it's good to be back.
Nice to have you back.
Wow. Things haven't changed a bit around here.
No, Bob, there's definitely been something missing since you've been gone.
Oh, nonsense. We've heard that you've done a great job.
Oh, well, you've done a great job as hostages.
Well, hey, thank you so much for keeping our seats warm for us.
Okay.
That reminds me, Bob. Here's your first field report.
One for you, too, Helen.
Alamogordo, New Mexico?
Only wish I was going with you, Bob.
Nome, Alaska?
You know, I've always wanted to go to Nome. Some people have all the luck.
I'm about ready to blow, Bob.
Shh, chill. Okay, fine. We'll do these field reports, but I gotta tell you, if I were you, I'd hang on to this anchor desk real tight. Because we will be back.
And I suggest that you wipe up those coffee stains, because when we get back, we're going to want our desk clean. Got it? I've had it with these people.
Gee, it's good to see them again.
Coming up later in the program, we'll have Helen St. Thomas and Biff Charles with live reports on something or another from far, far away.
Due to the crisis in the Middle East, Exxon announced today that it would concentrate on the development of alternative sources of energy. They said they would begin drilling for alternative sources of energy off the coast of California on Tuesday. Annabelle?
Tom, it's been a while since we've had a report from Ireland, so we sent our own Steve Casper, who has some Irish blood running in his veins, back over to the Emerald Isle to see what's been happening there. Steve? Steve. 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 Steve, what have you discovered in your lengthy investigation?
Oh, you mean about Ireland?
Yes, about Ireland.
Well, they're happy people. And, they love to sing.
Right, and what is the feeling these days about Ulster and the North?
The troubles. Oh, so many fine young lads. Taken before their time. Ne'er to sing again. Ne'er to feel the gentle breeze.
Steve, how about that economy? Is there a sense of anticipation with the coming of the EEC? Or, Steve?
Did you know, Annabelle, that there's more poets per square mile in Ireland than in anywhere in the face of the earth? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, Steve. Is that perhaps due to the unique taxation policies of the current administration in England?
Your glasses with brandy and wine.
Well, we'll check in later with Steve Casper when he's sobered up. Tom?
Recently, some of the people who work here were honored by their peers for their work in the field of television journalism. We are very proud of them. and we'd like to show you some of the award-winning footage that was recognized as tops in the field. For coverage of the June 16th graduation ceremonies at the University of Oklahoma honoring George Bush, a special Golden Lens Award to cameraman Richard Deadeye Dick Zimmerman. All the other networks covered the event, but we're proud, our crew, for getting these memorable shots. Also recognized for his coverage of the historic East-West Trade Treaty ceremony, our cameraman, Shorty O'Doul. Shorty was able to maneuver his camera to get these dramatic shots of the ceremony, not seen on any other news program. Congratulations, Shorty. To you and to Half Pint Haggerty and the entire NNTN crew, keep up the good work. Coming up, President Bush delivers his hard-hitting environmental message to the animal kingdom.
Where you going? Whoa, 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 look out! They're gonna hit the cameraman! Hey, watch out!
It's Tom Brokaw on the video phone again from New York.
Tell him I'm in a meeting.
He keeps calling, Jerry. This is the 8th time today.
All right. Put him on. Tom, I want you to know I am very excited about your project. You know, the,
Gangs, cops, and guns.
That's it. That's the one. Great title. Great concept. Tell me, refresh my memory here. I just got a new assistant. I can't find a damn thing. What the...
It's a kind of an American fable, and it's a commentary, I believe, on the 80s as well.
The 80s is history, Tom. We're in the 90s now. You're a newsman. You should know that.
But it's also a commentary, and not a very positive one, it seems to me, on where we are with our values in this country.
Mayday! Mayday! Hold the phone. I think I just heard the words not positive, Tom. If I'm going to pitch that idea to Disney, you can't...
They like that idea.
What? You got a direct line to Mickey? Are you living with Goofy? They hate that idea. They haven't even heard it already. They hate it.
Well, I think that's a very subjective judgment.
Tom, sweetheart, will you trust me on this? It's my business. Well, put one of my top writers on the project. Get a whole new take on it. A positive take. For the 90s.
Listen, that's a no-win proposition for me. I think...
Tom! What is there something wrong with the connection? Everybody's going to end up a winner on this. But first, we got to find a screenwriter.
Screenwriters, they went from making $200,000 for a script to $500,000 for a script.
You've been reading Variety, you little rascal.
There's a lot of money involved.
You'll get your money, believe me. I am going to cut you a back-end deal that'll make you squeal like a pig in slop, Tommy. You will make Dan Rather weep.
The fact of the matter is that a lot of people have a piece of the action because the stakes are so big.
Hello? Hello? Is my voice working? I just told you, you're going to get a piece of the action. What else do you want?
There's still something quite magical about going into a darkened theater and sharing that experience with a lot of other people and seeing your own fantasies played out there on the large screen.
Yeah. Well, there's something pretty damn magical about 2 points of the gross.
Well, it's a floating number.
I'm not talking about net, Tom. I am talking gross. Tommy, please. Cut me a little slack here, will you? So I can go out and make a deal.
Okay, you win on this one, but it will be my turn down the road at some point.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this business, darling. Everybody gets a turn. Today, it's Mikey Eisner's turn. Tomorrow, it'll be yours truly deserving. What? There's money on the other line, babe. Gotta run. Love you.
was me 7 years ago, making a symbolic gesture of disgust at the Reagan administration's support of the Contras. It wasn't the first time I'd burned the flag, and it wasn't the last. But today, I'm a different person. I've stopped burning the American flag, and I've renounced my left-wing politics. How did I do it? I came here, to Flag Burners Anonymous. At Flag Burners Anonymous, they not only treat your addiction to burning the flag, they treat the anger that made you want to burn it in the first place. Learned instructors from the Rand Institute and the McLaughlin Group explain why free expression has its price, and how people have actually died by wrapping themselves in a burning flag. I don't know you, but if you're watching this program, then chances are your politics are skewed a little leeward, and you might be in need of some help. Now, if so, please call Flag Burners Anonymous. We're in the book. Thank you for letting me share.
She said, how are you? Did you hear that? She just, well, I'm fine. How are you? Well, that's just great. Oh, now, did you hear that? Hear what she just said? She said, well, that's good. Well, that's good.
Coming this fall, it's the show all America will probably rave about. Based upon predictions from computer models of 1,200 average families questioned between July 12th and August 1st of this year, it's Pets Say the Darndest Things.
Mary had a little. He just said Mary had a little. He was going to say Mary had a little lamb. That's incredible. That's great.
That's Pets Say the Darndest Things.
Did you hear that? He just said Paul is dead.
From the Vendedona Cartel.
Hi, kids.
What do you want?
Mom! I'm hungry!
Give a cookie. I didn't do anything.
Just a minute, kids. Yes.
You're a working mother. You need a magazine tailored to the special needs of working mothers.
I faxed that report yesterday. What do you mean they didn't get it? Mom! I'm starving! Just a minute, Timmy.
That magazine is Working Mother Magazine. In it, you'll find articles like how to find a pediatrician from across town while meeting with a client.
The copies have got to be on my desk. I mean, they have to be there.
And coping with the work crisis from your child's birthday party.
Oh, no, not you, John. Rachel shoved me. It wasn't my fault.
I did not.
Also, in our 30-second gourmet recipe section,
A magazine? How the hell am I going to find time to read a goddamn magazine?
you'll also find a special full-color fold-out guide on how to find the time to read our magazine. All in next month's Working Mother Magazine.
In an attempt to sell off more of the assets of America's failed savings and loans, Congress and C-SPAN have launched the House Shopping Network. Here's a look.
How about pantyhose made out of stars and stripes? I'll spare you the athletic supporters and the other personal items.
Call 1-202-456-1414.
Silly flag ears or pinwheels.
Thanks, Gary. Operators are standing by. And what's that number again, Jim?
The telephone number is 1-202-456-1414.
And now, NNTN's resident man of letters, Osgood Charles.
Thank you, Annabelle. An open letter to the President. Mr. Bush, our flag you'd protect while our planet dies of neglect. The first you abhor, the latter you ignore. Answers Bush.
That's what I get paid for.
In Florida, they're outlawing cuties who parade on the beach with bare booties. Toxic it's not, but tempers are hot. As Dole says,
you'd make a good 30-second spot.
The FCC's latest insanity is a ban on broadcast profanity. It'd be quite a blow to our little show if we couldn't say damn.
Bullshit.
Hell no. With all the grave matters pressing, who cares about language and dressing? As Dan Quayle did crack with his usual knack.
The question is whether we're going to go forward to tomorrow or we're going to go past to the back.
Yours sincerely, Osgood Charles. Tom?
Thank you, Osgood. A bold bipartisan plan to break the budget deadlock was announced today. Instead of throwing billions of dollars away on failed savings loans and unneeded weapon systems, the government will simply take taxpayers' dollars and shred them. Savings should be enormous. Annabelle.
After having their offices ransacked and their families terrorized with threats of gruesome torture, after being splattered with blood by angry animal rights activists, Nabisco announced today that it would stop making animal crackers by the end of the year. And now, with his commentary, here's Tom Parks.
Thanks, Annabelle. Is there something about the highest office in the land that sends men into second infancy? All broccoli aside, is it really becoming for our president to be seen giving the First Lady a kick in the rear? Isn't this rather childish? And isn't it a cause for national concern when the kickee is someone like President Gorbachev, the leading historical figure of our time? Or a true hero like Nelson Mandela, who languished in prison while Bush played golf with his friends? For all our sakes, Mr. President, please act your age. Honor your office and kick the habit. We'll be right back.
Hold at 30,000, American 286, National 597 heavy. I'm going to bring you down to 22,000. National, do you read me? National. No, American, I told National, no, TWA 23, turn left at the outer marker. Maintain flight, but Pan Am, turn right at the outer marker. Pan Am, American. Calgon, take me away!
Calgon bath oil. It's not for everyone.
Coming up, Bush's working vacation.
All right, wind it up, Manuel. The ball is ready for me now.
No, not yet. I'm on a roll.
It's not your ball, Manuel. During the warm-up, a peone. I am the matador.
Not today. Today he is my bull.
Yeah, basta. Enough. I come. I take the ball now. Myself.
All right, you get lost. No. No? You say to me, no? To the matador? I'll teach you your little...
Oh, you knock off my head, you pansy!
Who do you think you are, Mr. Tight Pants? Mr. No Ass? You don't even know which end of the ball to fight!
Use my ball! You get your own!
Forget the ball. You're fighting me now.
Okay, let's just vote on this.
I think it's got a really good beat, and you can dance to it, so I'll give it an 8.
A good beat, are you crazy? Not even Madonna could dance to this. I would never buy this. My kids would never buy this. I give it a 2.
As we approach the beginning of the third millennium, the rate of technological change is accelerating dramatically. For more on that, we go to Bob Charles at the Desert Sands Proving Grounds in Alamogordo, New Mexico. Bob?
Well, Tom, it seems like only yesterday when we were all enjoying the preposterous episodes of Star Trek, when Captain Kirk would always escape danger in the nick of time with the simple words, "Beam me up, Scotty." Well, today, here at the Desert Sands Proving Grounds,
Bob,
scientists...
Bob, you're not about to tell me they've actually invented a transporter, are you?
Yes, Tom. Incredible as it may seem, scientists here have done just that.
Bob, I'm afraid someone's been pulling your leg.
You know, I'm not at all surprised to hear you say that, Tom, because small minds always react in disbelief when new technologies first appear. But I didn't come hundreds of miles into the desert just to be made a fool of.
Oh, it's perfectly all right, Bob. You're in good company. There's one born every minute.
Here. Goodbye, Tom.
Wait, Bob. You forgot to say, "Beam me up, Scotty." Hey!
Isn't modern technology something else, Tom?
Hey!
Hi! In other news...
Bob, you're not going to leave Tom just wandering out there in the desert, are you?
No, of course not. Tommy, you still there?
Yes, I am, Bob.
Well, for goodness sake, hop back on that transporter. You're going to get yourself a nasty sunburn. Go ahead, that's it, Pig. That's it. Good Tom. Good Tom. That's it. Good boy. Turn around, stand up straight, smile. Now say, "Beam me up, Scotty." Say it.
Come on.
Tommy, you want to spend the rest of your life in Alamogordo?
Beam me up, Scotty.
Hey! Hey! Bob!
Charles, this isn't funny. Get us out of here. Now.
President Bush, while vacationing in Kennebunkport, went on a fishing trip that nearly ended in disaster as his boat sank beneath him. The president, who's rescued by a passing Peruvian tuna boat, said that he hadn't even been aware of the problem.
Now, Helen, hoping to lure back lost tourists, Israel will soon open a new theme park, Intifada World. Attractions will include Smash Mountain. Admission, of course, is free. And the judge in the Christian Brando murder trial withdrew from the case this morning after waking up next to a decapitated horse. He said, however, that he had been planning to withdraw anyway, and that this horse thing was just a coincidence.
And in theater news, a revival of the play Elephant Man will not open as planned after complaints from Actors Equity that the producers had hired a non-Elephant Man actor to play the lead role. We'll be right back.
From George Romero, the master of zombie schlock, comes 1990's most terrifying film, Night of the Living Deadheads.
Honey, do you smell something funny?
No, it's probably just some teenager smoking pot.
No, I don't think so. Look!
Oh, don't worry, honey. Now, Daddy's gonna get the car, and we're gonna get out of here. Oh, see? There it is. Oh, honey. Honey?
Night of the Living Deadheads. Rated RX. See only with a doctor's permission.
Here's three-time world champion rodeo bronco buster Buck Saginaw for an exciting new product.
Help, my phone, I can't get up.
Yes, from the people who brought you Life Alert, now comes Rodeo Alert.
Help! There's a bull on my leg!
Rodeo Alert from the people who brought you
Help! There's a high-performance engine on my lap!
the Indy 500 Alert. The NNTN Gang, a weekly discussion of national and international events. And now, here's Bob Charles.
This week's question, Gorbachev, dead or alive? Helen St. Thomas.
Dead.
Explain.
A moribund economy.
Good point. Steve Casper, same question.
Dead.
Elaborate.
Same reason.
Pete Kimmelman, your thoughts?
Alive.
Explain.
He's not dead.
Good point. Frosty Kimmelman, what do you have to say?
It's over.
What's over?
Soviet hegemony in the Eastern Hemisphere.
Explain.
Can't.
No new taxes, yes or no? Helen St. Thomas.
No.
No what? No new taxes or no new taxes?
Not no new taxes.
So it's no new taxes?
No.
No.
No. I mean, yes.
Steve Casper, do you agree?
With who?
With whom?
With whom?
With whom?
With whom do I agree with?
With whom do I agree?
With whom do I agree?
Yes.
I do. With who?
With whom?
With whom?
Pete Kimmelman. What's next?
After what?
Explain.
Explain what?
Good point. Helen St. Thomas.
What's the question?
Frosty Kimmelman.
Frosty Kimmelman?
Frosty Kimmelman.
Frosty Kimmelman's the question?
What's the question?
Pete Kimmelman.
What?
Your thoughts?
On what?
The NNTN Gang has been brought to you by Crane Earplugs, when you don't want to hear what you're watching. And by Baxter Blindfolds, when you don't want to watch what you don't want to hear.
Good point. Helen St. Thomas.
We're going to do an experiment to prove to you and my next-door neighbor, Bobby, that Crispix stays crunchy in milk. Go ahead, Bobby. That's it. Fill her up. We'll be right back.
I might be pregnant. In 3 minutes, I'll know with this. Clear Blue Easy. It's the easiest pregnancy test ever. Just one step, and no messy test tubes. Clear Blue Easy. I'll know in a jiffy.
We're back. Give it a try, Bobby. You heard it. Proof that Crispix stays crunchy.
Oh, my God, I'm pregnant.
Oh, couldn't be. My doctor says it.
I've got news for you and your doctor.
Your Blue Easy pregnancy test is blue.
Now what?
Crispix, the cereal that stays crunchy as long as it takes to get a definite answer from the Clear Blue Easy pregnancy test.
Tell us to the obstetrician!
Hi, I'm Rich Hall. Did you ever notice how wonderfully colorful maps are? Well, that's because there's one guy at every map company whose job it is to decide what color a state or country is going to be. That person is called a continenter-tinter. That is a geo-sniglet, any word that should be in the atlas but isn't. Here's another one, Gapiana. Gapiana, of course, is that area, the little strip of land right between the you are leaving and the you are now entering signs when you cross from one state into another. Actually, nobody owns this land. You can squat there if you want. It's free. So come on, let's take a closer look at this fragile planet of ours. By the way, Hawaska is that little part of the United States located just off the coast of Arizona. Now, let's say a certain oil tanker captain gets cranked up and wipes out the Alaskan coastline. But he only gets charged with criminal mischief, which kind of sounds like all they did was tape kick-me signs to the backs of penguins. Well, then you could describe that captain as Exxon-orated. The ability of a small group of animals to shut down an entire industry is called alidarity. Now, sometimes products will try to pander to your consciousness by claiming to be ozone-friendly, environmentally safe, blah, 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 no animal testing. These are called delusions of green door. I'll give you an example. Glad bags. It actually says, I'm not making this up, on the back of the box, can be incinerated safely, providing more fuel value than wood or coal. What does this mean? You can actually heat your house cooked with trash bags? Mm-mm. Honey, got any more of those hefty smoked Glad ribs around? Mm-mm. Here's one you'll probably recognize, a real geosniglet, the Almanac. I think you know how this works.
You go into the mall, you're looking for a store. Instead of asking somebody where it is, you consult this giant maze of blocks with numbers on it, which is great if you're actually looking for a store called 2026. But if you're looking for a store called, let's say, Wicker World, you have to go over to this. You have to go to the subheadings. You have to decide if wicker is like a gift. Is it luggage? Is it a household item? In certain parts of the world, people eat wicker. Maybe it's a restaurant. Who knows? So then you have to find that subheading. You have to match it up with these blocks. Then you have to search around for that little stick figure, that thing called the hieroglyph. Tells you where you are when you can't quite figure it out for yourself because there's no face on the hieroglyph. So now you have to spin around. You have to get your bearings right. You head off in this direction. You get trapped in the food court for a little while. You come back over here. Then maybe if you're lucky, you find Wicker World. Probably not. That's the Almanac. Now, if, by the way, if you have a sniglet, please send it to us. And if we use it, well, we'll give you your choice of A, a winter's supply of trash bag logs, or B, the new home sniglets game. That's right. Make up your own sniglets, entertain your friends. You don't have to watch the show anymore. So, no comedian will visit your home. We promise. By the way, one more sniglet for you. You ever driving along and you can't find a house? You have the address in your hand, you can't find the address, so you turn the radio down? Somehow this will help you find the house easier? Then you're discombobulated. I'm Rich Hall. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich Hall. And now, to promote a deeper understanding of the issues in the upcoming election, NNTN has invited gubernatorial candidates Ann Carpenter and Harmon Teasdale to debate in our studios tonight. Unfortunately, neither candidate has accepted our invitation, but they did send us their campaign commercials. And since that's all we have, here is NNTN's Candidates Forum, 1990. The format for tonight's debate will feature an ad from Ms. Carpenter, followed by a rebuttal from Mr. Teasdale's ad, and so forth and so on. Ms. Carpenter.
I'm standing in front of the state's maximum security prison, where if I'm elected governor, you can be sure that murderers will pay the ultimate penalty for their crimes. Where does my opponent stand on this issue? He's out to lunch.
Ann Carpenter is tough on crime.
This is the execution chamber inside the state's maximum security prison. You won't find my opponent here because she doesn't have the stomach for the actual carrying out of the capital sentence. As for me, I can't wait.
Harmon Teasdale. He's not only for the death penalty, he likes it.
Hello, I'm Ann Carpenter, and I'm dancing on the grave of the latest criminal I helped put here. Where's my opponent? He doesn't like graveyards.
Ann Carpenter. She'll dance on their graves.
When Harmon Teasdale is governor, murderers will have this to look forward to.
Hey, I'll not only sign the death warrant, I'll pull the trigger. Can Carpenter say that?
Vote for the man who'll pull the trigger. Vote Teasdale.
Let's get this straight. There's only one candidate who is really serious about the death penalty. When I'm governor, you're going to see who it is.
Carpenter, for governor, the serious one.
Anybody can execute a killer after he commits his crime. I say, let's get them before they kill. Come on, Betsy, the street's too crowded. Ooh, I think I see one now.
Harmon Teasdale. Get them before they kill.
It's the pump, the pump. The pump. It's definitely the pump. Just pump it up. Pump, pump, pump. Just a few pumps ought to do it. The pump. It's the pump. It's definitely the pump. Pump, pump, pump.
It's the pump. You're waiting for.
It's the pump.
Well, the Bulls and the Bears... Tom, Annabelle, you're back. At last.
No thanks to you.
Well, we were beginning to worry about you, weren't we, Bob?
I can't imagine why. Just because you stranded us in the desert with no food or water?
Well, Tom, the point is, thank God you finally got here.
Okay, so what are we going to do now?
Well, we've been thinking, and we've figured out that We'll just all anchor the news.
Yes.
Bob, scoot over. Annabelle.
Well, that's a little unusual, but I suppose we could give it a try.
Sure you
I guess it's better than prolonging this pointless rivalry, that's for sure.
Amen to that, sister.
Welcome back.
Okay, we're all professionals. Let's get busy.
Okay.
In the field of medicine, a study conducted at Johns Hopkins University has revealed that people who steal other people's jobs suffer from delayed stress syndrome, high blood pressure, anxiety, guilt, and depression. The symptoms persisted until the job usurpers quit those jobs.
Meanwhile, in entertainment news, a Nielsen survey has shown that television audiences are no longer interested in the return of former stars to their old shows, where they no longer fit in and usually aren't even wanted.
A congressional study released today has identified the leading cause of illiteracy in our society as pretty boy newsreaders with bland personalities and curly-haired bimbos posing as serious journalists. The study called for a return to substance.
And speaking of substance, we have yet another confirmation from the Surgeon General that overweight Americans who do nothing all day but sit on their asses and pontificate to others die young.
In a freak accident today, entertainment figure Annabelle Gurwitch narrowly escaped serious injury when a sandbag fell from the rafters, barely missing the strangely coiffed newswoman.
And on that very same soundstage, in a bizarre case of mistaken identity, former news anchors Bob Charles and Helen St. Thomas were mistaken for terrorists by confused security guards and arrested.
Yep.
Bob!
What are you trying? Get your hands off of me, Barney! I'll get you right ready.
And that's our show for tonight. From all of us at NNTN, good night.
Good night.
This portion of Not Necessarily the News Reunion has been brought to you by Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Now, with more pop. And by Grey Poupon Mustard Gas, where we say, pardon me, but do you have any...
Will the gentleman in the dark leather shoes please step away from the court? Excuse me, sir, would you please step off the court? I'm sorry, sir, but you're wearing improper footgear, and you're going to have to step off the court. It's the rules of the club. The dress code is quite clearly stated on the sign in front of you, sir. If you are not wearing tennis shoes, you are not permitted on the court. Sir, the court has just been resurfaced. You must get off immediately. Will the attendant please remove the gentleman from the court? Sir? Thank you, sir. Now, if you would please exit by... Don't go back across the court. Would someone please give the gentleman a pair of proper tennis shoes?
These are for you.
Sir, in the future, please wear the tennis shoes and abide by club rules. The rules are for everyone. Somebody get that guy's name and give it to security. I don't ever want to see him here again.